Hello everyone, welcome back to full stack Laravel and Vue.js development. So this is the second video of the Vue basic tutorial. I will try to cover almost all basic stuff related to Vue.js and then move on to the project right away. And whatever will be remaining, I will try to cover as we develop, as we face them. Okay, so this basic elements are really required for the new guys. Otherwise, they will not be able to understand or follow the video correctly. Okay, so let's get started. We saw Vue hooks in my last video. Now let's start with some more basic stuff, and let's name it. I don't know what to write it. Let's say methods, maybe. I don't know, but it will be a little bit more than methods. And let's make another route. You can say more basic actually. You see, Vue routing is really important. It just take up a best job. That's all. That's all you need to do. After one setup, that's all. Perfect, right? Okay. Okay, so we can have some data here. I will try to cover almost as much basic stuff as required to start the project. Okay, so bear with me, and if you are completely new to Vue series, you have to watch this video, otherwise you will not be able to follow the whole tutorial series. Okay, so you have to watch them, and if you guys have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and like this tutorial and share as well, so we can grow and have motivation from you guys. Thank you. Okay, now the structure is like that. We have to define our data property here, the local memory store. I hope you already know these things. Okay, so here let's say counter. Okay, that's the very simple things to do. Let's say the number is something like that. The number is this thing, so we are referencing the number, and it is actually 0 right now. Okay, the number is 0 at the moment. Now let's make some click events and change this number. Okay, this is very much simple things. Let's make a button. Actually, let's make two buttons, and at click let's call a method. So how do we call a method? We have to define that using this method, and we can say update counter, because we will increase and decrease the counter using the same method instead of calling two methods. So we can say at click, sorry, I have already written at click, so I can pause this function at click, and I can say okay, increase by 1. So I can say increase, and I can also have a method called decrease, and I can decrease it by -1. Perfect. And here you can say we can access this counter, this dot counter plus equal, and we can say we can take the number here. Okay, this is very simple. So let's check it out. Increase, we are increasing this number now. We can decrease it. You see it's going beyond -4. You can have your own logic so that it doesn't go beyond 0. Okay, perfect. So you learned how to handle the methods and click functions. Okay, so that's really simple stuff. And let's say initially your counter is 0, and you want to have a created hook, and then maybe you want to update your counter, and you want to start your counter. Let's say this dot counter equal 100. So you want to start your counter 100, or let's say maybe this is some views. Okay, let's say okay, let's make it as a views. initially you set up your views to 0 and then you change it to this way. So why views? Because we're developing blog, right? So we might take it blog tracking so that we know how many views we got. So initially we will define the views as 0, then we actually will from here call the server to get the views of this blog post. Just imagine this is a blog post and we are trying to get the views of this page. Okay, so let's say after writing some code and you have the backend code as well and you've got 100. Okay, so you have to set it up. So initially we set it up 0, then we have set it up to 100. You see, so 100 is set up. Perfect. This is how we will be doing the project. Okay, perfect. Now let's make some more stuff here. Let's make some loops. Let's say we have blocks array. We can have in the blocks, we can have object like this, title. This is blog title, and then we can have post. This is the blog post, and obviously we're going to have an ID. Okay, ID start from 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's make it to 4 only. Perfect. So you might get data from the server like this, then you have to show it. Let's make some break here so that we can have some space. Okay, so now how do we make this blocks? So initially your blocks will be empty because you don't know what your block items here. So you might need to bring your block list. So let's imagine that we have a server setup here. Get the blog posts. Okay, so here let's say you have brought all the blog posts and you have written let's post equal. Okay, you got this array from your server. Just imagine you got this array from your server. Now let's say we are trying to loops through these blocks. For example, right now this block has nothing. Okay, so we have to do this this way. This dot blocks equal post. Okay, so we are assigning this post to these blocks, and we will be using these blocks in here. B4 blocks, or we can say blog I index in. This I is the index in blocks, and we should use a key here. I. Perfect. So let's have the title here. You see this blog has a title, so let's write it blog.title. Let's change the title to 1, 2, 3. Same, let's say 1, so that it does look like a different block items. And then let's have a p tag here and have the original blog post, blog.post. Perfect, we have it. Now let's check it out. Okay, now normally this will take a little bit time because it will have to have currently you have the data here in place, so we are not facing this error, but you will face a little error in here because this will take a little bit time to bring the data from the server. So in that case you have to run a condition like this. Be if we have these blocks here, so we have to check if we have the item blocks.length like this. So it's complaining that we can do these things in a computed if there is logic out there, but it's not an error. We can do this way or the other way around. Perfect. So we have the block here looped. Okay, that's perfect. Now let's say I am not sure what to show you next. Okay, let's say we do some if condition. You also should learn some if condition as well. These are really some very basic, so you have to know. Otherwise, it will be really hard for me to show you the other tutorial. I believe this will be the end of this basic tutorial, but whatever we face in the other in the project while doing, I will explain them later. Okay, now let's make some show hide function so that you can also learn if condition, this if condition as well. Okay, let's make a div here, and let's have let's have h1 tag is that show this item if here let's say show item currently is false. Okay, if show item is true. Okay, so we can show this one if show item is true, or that one if show item is false. Okay, so now let's make a button here and change that. At click, we can in click function we can at this click event we can pass a function, or we can actually pass a function in this event, or we can actually set the property right here. So we can say show property not equal show property. It will be reversed whenever you click multiple times. If it is true, it will be false. If it is false, it will be true. Okay, so you can say changed show item. Okay, it will change the show item here. Here it says show this item if show item is true. Okay, it's currently we don't have any be if condition set up, so we have to say be if show item, and you can have a else condition here. So if it is true, show that, otherwise show that. But you have to keep in mind, yeah, I will show you instead of stating. I should show an example. So currently the default value is false, so we are saying that show this item if let's take it here, if show item is false. Yes, it is false, so we should change it. Let's see if it changes. At click show item, I'm not sure what's happening. Let's make a method here, and instead of here let's call change show item. I'm not sure if I have refreshed or not, but let's do this way at the moment. And this dot show item not equal this dot show item. Okay, so I'm not sure. Sometimes this happens and sometimes it doesn't. So maybe I need to wrap it up with an be if condition again and write it this way. Okay, it's not working. Not sure why. Maybe my condition is not correct. Okay, yeah, it should be this way. Perfect. So yeah, my condition was wrong. It should be the false. This one is true. Let's say this one is currently false, but if I say not false, that means it's true. Again, if it is true, and if I say not true, then it becomes false. So it has to be this way. Yes, so I can have this one directly at the top here. Let's see if it works as well. Okay, I get an error. Cannot read property show item of null. Okay, I cannot have this here because this is not available. Perfect, it's working. Correct. So yeah, we can pass a function, or we can set the data property value right in the click event as well. Okay, so you have learned how to loop through. Okay, let's see again here. I used VELs if it works. Sometimes it doesn't. I don't know why, but it should work now. Actually, maybe there should be that mistake. Okay, so it's working as well. So one thing you have to keep on your mind is that, let's say if I change it to p tag now, it should not work. Let me show you why. Okay, it works. Maybe it's because of this one div element. So normally it has to be the similar tag. Okay, it has to be the same tag, but maybe it's because inside one div element and it is right after one another, it works. But if I take that out, let's say inside another div element, it will not work because it's not available. Okay, so its corresponding if condition is not available. So it has to be one after another right away, otherwise it will not work. Okay, so hope you understand now the basic of before, be if, and loops, and the methods, and yes. Next we will require mixing and other stuff, but we will definitely learn then as we go, as we code. Okay, and I hope you can play around with these things a little bit, and from the next video onward we will start the project setup, and I will also make the admin panel available for you guys so that you can also use the same admin panel that I'm using. Okay, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment your valuable feedback, what I should cover up in next videos, so that I can also tag your comments in the video as well. Thank you for watching. Stay safe.